Conversations, the Constellation, Virgo. Wonderful, wonderful Virgo. And as I'm about to do my little video promo, we have Chef Adonis in the house.
What's up, family? She's about to shell it tonight. Shell it.
That's fine. I'm here at Rogue Vegan, which is a co-working space pop-up in Dalston. And we're here for Conversations with Constellation. Today's Virgo, and me, I'm Virgo, so I'm here.
Obviously, Capricorn's better.
It's not competition, darling, but we're better in it. And today is not about you, it's about me.
100%.
So if you're not like it, you can't go away, so take your sauce with you. And we have the man behind the idea here, Nate the Lyricist, schmoozing. Really excited to perform today because I really like the concept. So what it is he selected a group of poets which are all Virgo. We perform and then after we have a discussion to see if we can work out what the Virgo is about.
So you gotta come down. This is the spot to be.
So to the non-vegans, what's your recommendation?
Non-vegans, if you're a meat eater or you're somebody that's looking to transition into veganism, come and get a waffle burger. Because what it does is gives you the texture of like what you see like fat chicken or whatever it is, but it's really nice and it's an oyster mushroom. So it obviously non-meat control, but it gives you that texture and it's got the peri-peri flavour to it with the agave sauce as well. Beautiful. Lovely.
Very impressive. I've ordered the waffle burger.
I have one already, it's amazing.
So, you said that I haven't really got any crystals and I wanted some. And then, Nate the Lyricist has just given me my first birthday gift, which is, tell them about it.
So this stone is a carnelian. Carnelian is, as I say, it's good for grounding. It's good for creativity. It's good for quite a few things. But it's actually one of the Virgo's birthstones. I think sapphire. Sapphire is actually the Virgo birthstone, but carnelian is another one.
It feels heavy in my hand. Like.
Yeah. And I find these ones they get warm as well. Like I feel like they proper channel. They channel a lot.
Thank you. I'm gonna be listen. I'm going on a spiritual journey, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm going on one, and the stone's coming with me. My first.
You know what? One day, you're getting like me. You know what I mean?
My brother's got them
just be out there with the stones, yeah.
I'm catching. Trust me. Watch me. My stones. So this is my waffle burger. Yeah, this is seriously banging. It's like oyster mushrooms in like a southern fried coating. It's got plantain, pineapple, vegan cheese, all in a waffle. Nice chips. Seriously, hashtag Rogan Vegan. I can't even speak. That's how tasty it is.
We're gonna spend the evening dissecting Virgo attributes infused with poetry from the all Virgo past. I chose Virgo to start this because my little sister's a Virgo. Yeah, I know, and I miss her, and I wish she was here. But it's okay. She's off in Ghana living her best life, so no complaints. You know what I mean? No complaints. But yes, we chose Virgo to start because I feel like I know Virgos pretty well. I feel like I know quite a lot about Virgos and the Virgo personality type and what myth. So Virgo is actually represented. She's the Virgin, as I said, the only female sign or person represented in the zodiac, right? Her name was Persephone. So Persephone was the daughter of Zeus and Mother Nature, who was, believe it or not, his sister. Obviously he's Greek, so they're a little bit backwards. Zeus and his sister, Mother Nature, had a child. That child was Persephone. Persephone was beautiful. Persephone was so gorgeous, right? Obviously she was a child of God, do you know what I mean? And Mother Nature, she was everything. And she was so pristine, she was so perfect that Hades saw her and wanted her for his wife, right? He said, I want this one, she's mine, that's my size, I want her. Yeah, that's my size.
As they do,
So there was one time he saw her playing with his dog, what's it, Cerebrus? He saw her playing with his dog, and he was like, nah, this is mine. And he snatched her and took her into the underworld, where she actually didn't mind it, right?
Dark side, you got a dark side, honey. We got a dark side. Trust me. It's alright. We're devious.
The Virgos understand this. She didn't mind it.
It's alright. Let's go.
So obviously, the Virgo constellation first appears at the beginning of spring, right? It first appears in the sky at the beginning of spring, early. So Virgo, her season lasts essentially from the beginning of spring until the autumn equinox, which is where we're at now. So obviously now we're at autumn, things are starting to get cold, things are starting to die, do you know what I mean? We're starting to... The reason for that, as the Greeks believed, was because when she was taken in, Mother Nature couldn't bear the pain, she couldn't bear the sorrow, and she stopped watering her plants, she stopped watering her garden. However, Zeus got vexed, he's talking to the earth, and he was like, why didn't you, stop them from taking her through? And he got to see her and see that she was happy, she was there, she was clearly a queen, she was clearly in her power. So he was like, okay, she doesn't mind where she is, do you know what I mean? So what they decided to do was a bit of a joint custody thing. So she stayed there. So she stayed there for 7 months, which is, when everything dies, she goes back to the underworld. And she comes back up in spring and she helps her mum, and her mum, gets back into things and starts to, water the plants and sow the seeds again. And I just thought that was a really interesting story about, where the Virgo theme comes from, do you know what I mean? So I'm going to have quite a few more of those dotted through as we go through the night. But before I do, I want to have at least 2 poets come up and share, so it's not just me waffling all night, because I could do it. Yeah, I'm a Gemini, I could talk. Do you not want me to just talk all night? Yeah, is it okay? No, yeah. My intention is to elevate, born with the blessing that's bestowed on those melanated right into your soul. Free the way my pen penetrates. Lyrically speaking, I'm not usually influenced because I'm spiritually being, more with human doing. I activate the crown when I need the fam around. I activate the root when my presence contributes. See the Gemini because I'm on edge when I'm in season. Reflect on myself, oh how looks can be deceiving. All you see is flesh trying to harness what I'm feeling. That's the physical experience of a spiritual being. Thank you very much.
Woo! Like the lyricist.
Beautiful.
Not good enough for you to love me. You love her, the ideal of a wife. You don't love me. You love the mother of children, the home she creates, the food that warms stomachs, the hugs that receive, the kisses on your forehead or head with your kisses. You don't care about her, the me you met at 16. You buried her alive, one silence at a time. The me that loves to write, performances. It's your loss. You don't cheer me on. That shit costs your time. Stay silent when I cry. I'll never cry around you anymore. I'd rather die in the prison you created for me. I tried to break free, but my children are my chains. This perfect arrangement.
Aries, Taurus, Gemini is the season of spring. Yeah? We move on to Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Cancer, Leo, Virgo is the season of summer, which is where we are right now. We're at the end of summer, right? So the one that starts the season is named Cardinal. The one that maintains the season is fixed. The one that ends the season is mutable. So staying focused on Virgo, Virgo is a mutable sign. Virgo is the end of the season. Is that making sense to everyone, yeah? Yeah. Mutable seasons we deal with change. The Cardinals start the season, the fixed maintain the season, and the mutables end the season. So it's sort of like an exhale. So it's sort of like a relaxation. It's an acceptance of what's about to come. We're about to change. So mutable signs are generally a little bit better at dealing with change than the rest of us.
Very mature, I think.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Has anyone told you I love you today? Or recently even? Think about it. Be honest, I won't judge.
Yes.
That's really, really good. I see a lot of notes. What if I told you that I love you? From the depths of my pulsating heart, would you believe me? because I do. I love you, each and every one of you. It's kind of funny, I found how an expression of love can cause discomfort within the pits of bones. Seeing screwed up faces, fidgeting bodies, sharp tongues responding to genuine actions, genuine words. Preferring love to be locked up in an attic, rarely seen and covered in cobwebs, forgotten and silent. Subject only to the hands of those familiar and close by, who you think they are. Maybe that's why I don't fit. A lone spirit drifting around trying to find my way. Maybe I'm not made for this world. A love I despise that brings tears to my eyes continues to hurt me time after time. Perhaps I'm too fragile, too sensitive, too loving. Given so much of myself but rarely getting anything, not strong enough to fight my fears, my negative thoughts every passing day. Who knows? But what I do know is that my God has got me. I can trust him, rely on him, draw strength from him. Really, I must stick with him.
So, Virgos are an earth sign. So, again, if you remember, I was. So, as you can see above, if you can see, above where it says mutable, it also says earth. Above where it says fixed, it says fire. So, each sign has been attributed an element. Earth signs are said to be grounded. Earth signs are said to be rooted. Earth signs are said to be, if you think about pretty much any expression that you've heard relating to earth, can relate to earth signs, like feet planted firmly on the ground. You know, that. Okay, so let me get a round of applause then for my next Virgo, who goes by the name of Domunique.
Hello everybody.
Hello.
Disclaimer, this is my first ever time performing. So if I lose myself, please just click so that I can gain some clarity and get back into it. But yeah, I'm just going to get straight into it. I'm doing 2 pieces, none of them are titled, all of my poems are untitled. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. The sky was orange and the hills were blue. The clouds were green, and I was too. The sun was red, the grass was yellow. The sea was pink, and I began to bellow. To all the purple whales that I could see in the very far distance of the bright pink sea. Now this may sound very strange to someone who has never seen the world in such colours. But to me, this is something that I experience very regularly, for I am the woman who lives in the deep blue hills, in my rainbow-coloured cabin, with my rainbow-coloured stream, surrounded by rainbow-coloured trees.
And then bought the masters to all of his tracks. And basically, Michael Jackson owned Eminem for 9 years. until what, 2017? When Sony bought it back, and they were like, yeah, Michael owned, you know, Eminem presents. So I thought that was quite funny.
Yes.
And that can be quite, where I'm going, chef. You know what I mean? So, like, Eminem can laugh, but Michael Jackson will really laugh, do you know what I mean? Because whenever one of Eminem's tracks gets played, even though I'm dissing him, he's like, yeah, play it, spin it.
That's not very Virgo, like, you want to mess with me? I will get you.
Another famous Virgo, as you mentioned, as well as Beyonce. Beyonce, you know, as we all know, do you know what I mean? When she puts her mind into performing at a show, she is top, do you know what I mean? Top tier, she does the thing from start to finish. So, yeah, excellent. Wanted to run those 2 stories out. There's a couple more actually. Another famous Virgo I discovered, Idris Elba.
Ooh, interest.
Idris Elba.
Yes, baby.
Famous Virgo. I didn't know that. I don't know about it. I didn't know that until the other day. But yeah, again, the meticulous, the fastidious. Is it pragmatic? The focus. Do you know what I mean? These are typical Virgo traits.
Oh, she's forcing me to stay, but I've been trying to leave for the longest. I just needed the motivation from my phone. it just won't stop ringing. It's constant. So I answer, hearing apologies, asking for forgiveness. You already made your choice. The violence is over. There's no change in the ending. You know you won't bring one. It's all part of the mindset, and I'm convinced there's no point in living anymore. She's broken me. I thought she was the one. Instead, she was the one actually killing me. Mentally. This battle was never about one I had with a girl. This battle was actually one I've been fighting with my mental health. You see, in school, I was bullied. So bad I was overeating. I was already short and chubby. Never really knew why these kids chose to pick on me, but I swear down, I always thought it was for the money. But I'm overthinking everything. Marriage, kids, cars, the lot. I should have been focusing on my books, but I gave into love instead of my grades, and my nan told me, focusing on its crutches ain't gonna benefit you in the long run, but you think you know better. Cool. But if you don't care, then you're gonna fail. Nan, I hear you loud and clear, honestly I really do. You just don't seem to understand what I'm going through, I guess. Even in trying to introduce it to my family, it never made sense. Sleepless nights. So I'm spending more time.
We are in Virgo. Virgo is the largest constellation in the zodiac. Virgo is also the only constellation that is represented by a woman, which is quite interesting as well.
Oh, that's very interesting. I like that. Yes.
Yeah. Virgo is the only constellation that is represented by a woman.
Power.
So the idea is that, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, when the energy of Virgo is coming through the sun to us here, yeah, that is the energy that's on this earth at the moment, at any given moment right now, at the moment of a person's birth. That person is born under Virgo energy, and they're said to have certain personality traits that define them, right? That doesn't seem to make sense, like logically, if you think about it, does it? Like a person who's born at a certain time would have certain personality traits. So what we're here to do is we are here to explore that. We're going to do a little social experiment. I have gathered 6 of the finest Virgo poets that London has to offer.
Oi,
And I'm going to get them to come and perform their piece. But this evening is not necessarily about the poets. With all due respect to the poets, this evening is about Virgo. Yeah. So what I would like is for all of us to walk away from here knowing a little bit more about Virgo, understanding a Virgo trait. So if, for example, any of you've got like Virgo moon sign, or if you've got like Virgo anywhere in your zodiac whatsoever, anywhere in your natal chart, you'll understand yourself. Or if you're dating a Virgo, you'll know that person a bit better. You know what I mean? Or if your sibling is a Virgo, you'll know that person a bit better. You'll understand what it is that makes that person tick. Fantastic.
And I just want to say, it's a witty concept, like this whole... like,
yes, here. Brilliantly.
Come on. I could fully relate to her poem. Yeah. And then the second sister, where is she? I could fully relate to your poem and the first sister. And even she said, I am woman. I wrote a poem, I am woman. Can't find it. Ways to penetrate my space. Could you see my space? Could you see my face? See that I was in a space, out of space, the stars of cosmos, I need my space. Ooh. I contemplate this morning. His release is my release. This morning, his stickiness inside dripped down my thighs. I wipe away trust, love, passion, lust, conversation, hope, the void of soft kisses, long walks, holding hands, deep strokes, making plans of reaching further lands. This morning, reminiscent of last night's red wine, yesterday's rum and ting, reminiscent of childhood penny sweets, popping candy, insecurities, funfairs, boredom. This morning, the end.
Business Act is one of my favourite poets. One of my favourite poets. I'm really, really grateful to discover that she was a Virgo so close to the event. I was like, wait, you're a Virgo? Shut up. No. So so I'm proper glad to have her with us today. I'm not even gonna do too much preamble. I just want you guys to enjoy what's about to happen. Please make some noise for my sister, Naturalie.
Seriously, that's touching, man. This is such a beautiful event. The idea is lovely, and the people and the Virgos, obviously, you're amazing. But everybody's words just resonate and touch me, and I feel like I was deciding which poems to do, and listening to each one of you, I want to do something different, so I relate to everybody, and it's brilliant. Go on then. Go on then. Which one? Oh, okay. Black Queen's Battles. Okay, we'll do that. So I'll start with that then. The most powerful piece in the chessboard is the Black Queen, with a crown of ether 9 and adorned with melanin. You have fought many battles, overcome many things, but one of your most ferocious battles is finding and keeping a king. There's an abundance of pawns, stallions, rooks, an assortment of knights, but to find the royal match, a Black Queen must fight. See, they've been told that the idle queen is soft-haired and light, or better still, a queen who is white. But what double standards, the shame and disgrace, should a Black woman choose to date out of her race? Statistics record that the Black king is most sought, but the same surveys would suggest that Black beauties are naught. A history of racism has created this storm, so some lighten their skins, sewing weaves really conform to media images and ideals of the West that say thinner and lighter and quieter is best. Black woman is loud, Black woman is wild. Black woman is angry, Black woman is proud. Black woman is strong, Black woman forgives and keeps going. Even. Okay, so I think the next one I'm going to do is it's called Power of a Woman, but everyone calls it Magic Powers, and it was the first poem, my first actual poem that I wrote, like, consciously. I think it is very me, it does represent me in a lot of ways, and it touches on the dark side. You know, you say that with the Virgo dark side, that's in there, that the Hermes calling me. No one's in the call today though, so I'm going to keep it clean. Okay, so this is Magic Powers, or Power of a Woman. I have magic powers. I bet you don't believe. There's no way you can resist what I have up my sleeve. I have magic powers. Of this you can be sure. The power to control your mind and make you say j'adore. I'm not like other women. I know that's what you think. You see the polished casing, but you won't make the link between an angel and a sinner, a savior and a killer. I let you think you take the lead, that you're the man, that you are a thriller. I have magic powers. I'll have any man I choose. You may think you've won the game, but me, I never lose. A flutter of eyelashes is a blindfold for your eyes. You hear the sweet queer laughter, but won't see the other side. The honey in your ear that makes the ego swell is to disguise the handcuffs that trap you in my world. I have magic powers. Would you like something to eat? A charming conversation? Yes! Should I massage your feet? I love it! You only see the outside of what I choose for you to see. Why should I enlighten you? Why let you know me? I have magic powers, though I keep it to myself. The truth is magic powers are not good for your health. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to do Begone. I wrote this one. You see, you said that Virgos have got claws, and you know, like the venom is in there. It's, you know, get out. So I wrote this one after an argument. When will you get going? Are you not yet bored? Your company is stifling, wasting time I can't afford. It's been such a long time, it's like you're living in my skin. I want to tear my flesh off and scratch what is within. When are you going out? What? Back home so soon? Go and check your brethrens. Outside has much more. Can't bear your insecurities and all your little faults. Rules, morals, high ground, added together equals naught. Zero.
I followed on Instagram, started talking, you know the link in the bio, so I clicked the link, I was like, wait. I was like, what is this? These are some vibes. So hopefully Sis is gonna come and share some of the vibes that she's been working on with you. She makes absolutely banging music. You guys will definitely enjoy. Do you wanna come up and connect your phone and that? Yeah, let me get a big round of applause for my sister May.
Sorry guys, hi, good evening.
Good evening.
London, I was born and bred in Bow, and I'm a singer-songwriter and now rapper. Yeah, I'm just going to sing a song that I wrote, and it's all just about dreaming away and living for your dream. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, I didn't see what was coming on, but I did see life is a given form. Those who don't hear or hear, they feel strong, but sometimes you feel shy when it's wrong. Still know me well, no one's perfect. We're living and we learn. Watch me free, the fire in me, willing to make it burn. True survive far in a this. There's enough times I got caught in a mess. More time I was giving my very best. Most times all I need, nothing less. A shallow edge and my face. No need to watch no face. We keep it full, some busy burn. Love had a tablespoon. Dream away, live away. Life ain't all the time. Skills ain't pulling me. I am so who I want to be. I cried, Lord knows I tried. Should I may well dream away, down, down, down my own plane. Call me the rain, charge, ready to earn my LA. That heart that's weighing me down. Oh, know where I'm coming from a new place that feels like home. See, I found the hero within. And the different kinds of energy. Come on and get down on my intent. Even rain, seven sun. See, I be who I wanna be. Me, visions in my memories. Oh, know where I'm coming from. For I keep me number one. See, I saw what she didn't see. Still, she's on the eve of me. Face on beat. Heads is feet, act for the mullah, so we act for the meat. I ain't talking about the D, but he knows that I'm buff. Cause I give it to him good, more than enough. Brown to the bone, so buff. Reflections in the mirror, self-love. Buff to the buff. Cause I get easy in love. Brown to the bone, so buff. So we buff right, I live with them every wave. It's a wave right, buff to the buff. Buffy buff, only 100 buff from the warning. Buff that, buff like this. Wave after wave full of pure buffness. Back for the pound so if you rain on this. Ready buff from cassava leaves from baby buff. Tash bean buff, on to the OCH real buff. Nice so buff, Mary J real buff. Easy in checks and buff. Ever get them muscle in gym and grub. Never any set edit until I'm a buff. Good right, limelight, on site, I'm a buff it. Bucket list, there me feels I be aiming, look good, feel good. And all of that stuff, eating real good, full of self-love. Ain't perfect, allow me for my brand new. Keeping it real buff, in my new she's buff from money. And money is cardio. Buff team ringing, buff for the freaking buff life. Always up, never sinking, buffing it out to the beat. Buffing it up on the soles of my feet. Real buff,
like from all the posts that I've seen you guys reach in, and it can, I want to say dark place, but not dark in a negative connotation, because obviously there's only absence of light, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in regards to that, do you find yourself more alone than other sons would, because, and do you find it easier to express yourself through the art form rather than directly? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 100% me. Like,
for me, I'm never alone because I just have faith. But I'm very lonely. Like I know so many people, regular people, but I feel lonely so often. And my thing is I don't like to open up to people. I find it very difficult. And sometimes I'm like, I'm here for you. I'm actually, I appreciate it, but I just can't talk to you. Like I just physically can't let myself do it. And my thing is, read my poetry on my blog. You'll see me on this page. I'll leave it on the page and say this with my heart is. Because if you want to hear my poetry, you hear that. Don't talk to me about it afterwards because you've already heard it. I don't talk about it during the day. There's probably two people I've come up to my sister and probably this person just come up my best friend, and that's very, very rare amongst anyone. So my thing is the poetry won't know me. Look at all of my art, whether it's poetry or if I have a sketch with it, really dark, my sketches are like somewhere. Like if you want to know who I am, read my writing, this is my poetry, watch my poetry, and that's when you'll see like all of Shaniqua is that's all I'm from. About like Venus, like the other placements and how they can, different sides can be in different placements. So for instance, my Venus is in Virgo, and that has an effect on your relationships and your friendships. And I feel like I'm quite the loner, but because I'm a Libra and we're all very like friendly, I know people, but I'm very selective, very, very selective of who I let really close to me, and I think that's that Virgo. Yeah. And I haven't been in many relationships either, and I like being alone. Like, I enjoy my alone time. I'll just be in my mind, just having a blast. How do you guys, you Virgo sons, you star sign Virgos, how do you maneuver in your relationships? Because I feel like Virgos have a habit of trying to change their partner.
What have you done?
Reveal yourself.
I don't try to change people. I don't.
I do it. Like I'm Captain.
You got like a 10-step plan.
I feel like I had to get out of that thing because I have changed. Like I get all these guys who are really, really broken and try to change them, and like regularly, and like to attract these people who are just like in really, really like they're in the places, like in it. Not situation where they come up with actually in it. Like my last relationship was a guy who was really like abusive, like emotionally abusive, and I stayed there too long than I needed to because I was thinking I don't want to leave him. Hopefully he will change. Let me support. I won't be the one to like let him go away. And then it was just like no, because he was dragging me down, sucking up my energy to walk away and be like no, because I can't save and change anything. I've learned that over time, but I want to change people all the time. I can't do it. I have to accept that because I have to change like a number of guys on a regular basis, like guys who are just like on the road doing madness, and it's just not the one.
I can relate to that.
But also into that, also with family members and friends.
Yeah.
You try and show people the light.
Yeah, you
know?
do your thing over.
Yeah.
Because we care so much.
Yeah.
So much love. But like someone else said, we keep ourselves to ourselves. Like well, me anyway. I prefer my own time because I get more things done when I'm by myself. And just on the season one, when you guys said winter and summer, I like both of them because Christmas time, Christmas vibes. Virgo season, carnival vibe. Yeah, we start from the carnival, so
yeah, it does.
I'm a Capricorn.
Wow!
My mum is a Virgo. So I feel like I'm technically Virgo too because I've seen my whole life with my mum, innit?
Yeah.
So the attributes that she has given me Virgo attributes too, like her organisation skills, how OCD she is, how everything's got a place, how long-winded she is. She's married but still has her own place and has her own space. Like she likes to have her own space. You know what I mean? It's like that's definitely a Virgo thing, and I feel like being a Capricorn, but I'm also part Virgo because her traits are very iconic, and it's I don't think I would be the person I'm today if it wasn't for those attributes. Like very good with money, very good at budgeting, been able to work 4 or 5 jobs, like make a money like a motherfucker. Like, mum, how did you pay for this, mum? I just made it happen. Like just be able to perform miracles like it's normal. Like, And like they change things a lot. My mum would change the house 4 times in a year. Like she would change the whole house. Like she would repaint the walls, move the settee around. She goes, no, I want a new season. Like that kind of.
That is very vegan. I know, that's very Virgo.
Like you don't wash the dishes and you get a 10-page letter. Like why didn't you wash the dishes? Everything sort of bullet points. I remember one year for my birthday. One year was my birthday and I didn't get presents. I got a chores list.
Oh.
So basically all the things I'm meant to do. Yeah, you're a different breed of people. So.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, everything seemed very well. We were chatting on there. We met up like 2 weeks later, and when I first saw him, his shoes, man, his shoes, they were like elf shoes, and I was like, what is that? Like, I don't like to pass judgment. You know, you can wear what you want, but I was looking at those shoes for the whole date, like, God damn, I can't see you again. And I feel so bad about it, but it's just how I am. Like, I'm very critical, and that was just, yeah, a deal breaker for me.
Amazing. Back to the point about what's good about the winter. There is nothing nicer than walking into a cold place and heating it up. And that is what happens winter time, right? Also, for earth signs, we like a level of controls. I'm a Capricorn.
Rap, Yo, in the building, Capricorn. Yeah.
They will be biased and ride for the people that they love, even if they know that they're wrong.
We will help them to be right.
That's true.
Who help them?
What I was going to say about Virgos, although they are perfectionists, they are very concerned with how they come across to other people.
Damn, you dated the book.
If they care about you, if they love you, if they know that you have got a clean heart, it doesn't matter what you've been through, they'll always welcome you back.
Yes. She knows her Virgos.
And then for all the earth signs out here today, when it comes to the winter, it's our time to hibernate.
Yes.
I'm going to sleep. We are happy to do that.
Yes.
Turn up all the time, man.
Yes, every day.
You're gonna know.
Yes.
You're gonna know.
I hear that.
It's coming.
Exactly.
Soon come.
Just retract all that energy.
I'm